Hello everyone, welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to go over leaning the engine in planes such as the Cessna 172 or the Beechcraft G36. And basically leaning the engine helps with flying at higher altitudes and definitely helps with career mode missions such as the skydiving missions. So let's get into it. So first of all, I'll go over kind of why we lean the engine. When you get to higher altitudes in planes, the air is less oxygen rich, so you get a lower engine kind of performance, and it kind of, you don't get the optimal fuel efficiency out of the engine. So when you get above about 3,000 feet, it's normally best practice to lean your engine to ensure you're getting that best kind of fuel performance out of the engine. And like I say, in the skydiving missions in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, when you're getting up to then 10,000 feet for your your jump altitudes, it saves the plane from stalling. So I will go over how we do that now. So you can see I'm here in the trusty Cessna 172, flying above Norway, currently holding at 6,000 feet. And what we would want to do at this point, so like I say, when you're climbing above 3,000 feet is when you want to start leaning the engine, and then when you get to cruise altitude, the way that I lean the engine, again, not a real life pilot, so this is just how I do it in the simulator, is I would go down to this kind of instrument view and zoom out a little bit. I would push in my mixture to fully rich, which is completely pushing on this red knob, and I would drop my RPM to what kind of RPM I want to run at for my cruise. So I'm going to drop it around to around 2,300 RPM here. So, and then what you want to do is hit this engine button here and hit lean, and you want to slowly start pulling out this red knob, taking note of this EGT Fahrenheit number, and basically you just want to keep pulling it out until that gets to kind of a peak number where it stops rising. So you can see here it's 1,350 and it's rising as I pull it out, so just keep pulling out slowly. 1,400 there. There you can see it's started dropping back down, so we know that our peak EGT is around 1,400 Fahrenheit, so that's 1,405 there, 1,410, 1,415, 1,420, so I'm just pushing it back in to get to that peak number. So there you go, 1,420 is probably about the peak number I've got there. And my rough calculations for this is always whatever your peak number, so 1,420 minus 50, so we'll call that 1,300, and minus 50 is 70, so then I want to push this red handle in until that number reads 1,320, and this puts us on the rich side of peak. So you can see I'm just slowly scrolling that lean mixture dial in, aiming for around 1,370. So there we go, 1,370. You can see we've got a fuel flow gallons per hour of 9.5. So I will slew us up to 10,000 feet, which is simulating a skydiving mission now, and I will show you kind of the difference it makes at that altitude with the Cessna 172. So here we are, 10,000 feet in the 172 with people for the skydiving, so the extra weight in the plane. Just as a demonstration of why it's important to lean the mixture, I'm going to just push the mixture to full rich here. As you can hear, the engine is dropping off power and we're losing airspeed. So if we were to leave it like this, I'm just going to increase the sim rate. See, it's having to pitch up to try and maintain that altitude, and after a while it will drop us into a stall. So I'm just going to, like I say, increase the sim rate. There you go, and the plane just falls out of the sky. So it is very important to lean the mixture. I'll pull that out now. And now I'll take us back to 10,000 feet, and I will show you how to lean it for the skydiving missions. So again, you join me here. We're at 10,000 feet following the heading mode. We have full throttle, and I've been leaning the mixture to get up to 10,000 feet. We'll do exactly the same thing. We'll go down to the instrument mode here, or the instrument view. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just slowly pull out the mixture to get that peak EGT. So we're at 1,400. And it's going to slowly creep up. 1,425, 1,430. 1435, 1440, 1445, 1450, 55, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. There we go, so it started dropping off there. So we were at 1540, 1545. Let's just push it in a little bit, see if we get a higher number. Doesn't look like we're gonna, but well, there you go, 1550. So basically we want to push it in now until we get to 1500, and that is our rich side of peak. So pushing it in, there's 1500, pull it out again. And then at this point, if I wanted to, I could decrease from full throttle to get down below to whatever speed you need for your skydiving. So say, drop it off a little bit here. Maybe 2,400 RPM. Obviously, we're going to drop airspeed, so you'll just want to make sure that you don't drop too much airspeed. And there you go. So I will now show you, I'll set up cruising in a G36, and I will show you how to do it in the G36 as well. So here we are in the G36, currently holding at 8,000 feet. So what I would do at this point is I would pull back this prop lever to set the prop at what speed I want that to go at. So I'm going to say, and we'll pick maybe 2,400 feet RPM this time. So that's 2,400. And again, I'll throw up the chart here. I've got a chart from the Pilot's Operating Handbook from the G36 that says that if we are cruising for 2,300 RPM at 8,000 feet, we want to be inches HG, which is this dial here, wants to be at about 21.2, so I can take a little bit of the throttle off. You'll see that number drop down to 21. There we go. And again, drop this down so it's at 2,300 RPM. There we go. And on the chart it says 8,000 for an indicated outside air temperature of 6 degrees. So go along the 8,000 here. It's 1 degrees. So it's kind of between these two, so I'll take the lower one. We should get a gallons per hour of 13.2. So I will go down to this view again. Hit engine. There isn't actually a lean option for this, and there isn't a gallons per hour readout, so I'm not sure why that is, but you can do exactly the same thing, but just judge it by kind of your prop RPM. I can scroll the mixture back, and there you can see the RPM is now dropping. At this point, I would just push it forward a little bit to make sure I'm on the rich side of peak. There's no pure mass to this, so I'm going to say that that's fine, and that means that your fuel flow here for your gallons per hour is going to be kind of optimum for your travel. So again, if I push this forward, you can see that fuel flow drops right off. So we're using more fuel for kind of cruising at this. So yeah, you just pull it back and it'll decrease that fuel flow or increase it, the efficiency of it. So yeah, that is how we rich the mixtures in aircraft that you can rich them on. Again, like I say, for skydiving, this is crucial because if you have too much weight in your plane and you're at 10,000 feet in the 172, you'll just drop out of the sky because you don't have the engine power for it. So yeah, I hope that's helped some of you. I'll put all the links to the POHs or the Pilot Operating Handbooks in the description. And yeah, any questions, drop them in the comments. If anybody wants to see any full flights, I'm going to start streaming some more on Twitch and doing full flights in the flight simulator in different aircraft, so you can maybe drop in some of them and learn some stuff. And yeah, I will see you in the next one.